Welcome friends to our channel Chemistry is Awesome. We have started the chemical thermodynamics topic. In today's video, we are going to see regarding the thermochemistry. What is meant by thermochemistry? It is the branch of chemistry which deals with the study of chemical reactions in which enthalpy change is taking place. So that is called as thermochemistry. We know that the meaning of therm means heat or energy, and that energy changes or heat changes taking place during a chemical reaction. Its study is done under the branch, so that is called as thermochemistry. Now we have to see enthalpy of chemical reaction, or that is also known as heat of reaction, and its notation is delta HR. How we can define enthalpy of chemical reaction? It is the enthalpy change taking place during a chemical reaction, so that is known as enthalpy of chemical reaction. We have known that the meaning of heat of reaction. Whenever any chemical reaction is taking place, at that time the chemical reactions are of two types depending upon heat changes taking place in it. If during that chemical reaction heat is absorbed, then it is known as endothermic reaction, and if heat is released, so that is known as exothermic reaction. Heat of reaction is the chemical reaction in which heat is absorbed or heat is released, so that heat change taking place during a chemical reaction, so that is called as heat of reaction. Here we are considering a general reaction, so that general reaction is AA plus BB gives CC plus DD. Here A and B are the reactants, C and D are the products. Capital A, capital B, capital C and capital D. So these are the reactants and products. Small a, small b, small c and small d are their coefficients. And here we are considering HA, HB, HC and HD. So these are the enthalpies of A, B, C and D respectively. Enthalpies of A, B, C and D respectively. Then heat of reaction, how we can define, or enthalpy change of a chemical reaction means delta H, how we can define? So delta HR, enthalpy of chemical reaction, will be equal to summation of enthalpies of products minus summation of enthalpies of reactants. We have known that capital C and capital D are the products, capital A and capital B are the reactants, small c and small d are the coefficients of products, and small a and small b are the coefficients of reactants. Then sum of enthalpies of products, product is C and D, its coefficient of C is divided by small c, and enthalpy of C is Hc, plus coefficients of that capital D is shown by small d, and its enthalpy is divided by Hd. So this is the sum of enthalpies of product minus sum of enthalpies of reactants, A into HA plus B into HB. You see here. So in this manner, enthalpy of a chemical reaction can be calculated. Here, delta REH in short can be summarized as summation of enthalpies of products minus summation of enthalpies of reactants. So that is the change in enthalpy taking place during a chemical reaction. So this change in enthalpy can be calculated in this manner. Now we are going to see exothermic and endothermic reactions. What are exothermic and what are endothermic reactions? Endothermic and exothermic reactions. You see here, first we will see what is the meaning of endothermic reactions, and next we will see exothermic reactions. Here in endothermic reaction, endo and therm, these are the two words. Endo means to take in, therm means heat or energy. Endothermic reaction means such a chemical reaction in which heat is absorbed during the chemical reaction, that is known as endothermic chemical reaction. And what about exothermic chemical reaction? It is the chemical reaction in which heat is evolved during the chemical reaction, so that is called as exothermic chemical reaction. Here, exo and therm. Exo means to give out or to release, and therm means heat or energy. In exothermic chemical reaction, heat is evolved, and in endothermic chemical reaction, heat is absorbed. We will consider the examples of endothermic and exothermic chemical reactions. Endothermic reaction. In this endothermic chemical reaction, considering example, N2 gas reacts with 2O2 gas, gives 2NO2 gas, and during this reaction, plus 66.4 kilojoule of heat is absorbed. So therefore, it is known as endothermic chemical reaction. What about exothermic chemical reaction? Exothermic reaction. Just I have told you the definition of exothermic reaction. It is the chemical reaction in which heat is evolved. So that is known as an exothermic chemical reaction. We can consider its example of exothermic chemical reaction. 2KClO3 solid gives, after its decomposition, formation of 2KCl solid plus 3O2 gas takes place. During this reaction, the heat evolved, so that is minus 78.0 kilojoule. So this is exothermic reaction. So therefore, heat is evolved during this reaction. Therefore, it is shown by minus sign. And this reaction is endothermic reaction. Therefore, heat is absorbed, and it is shown by a plus sign. So whenever any chemical reaction is taking place, at that time, heat evolved or heat absorbed. Here we can say that heat is absorbed, and then we can say that heat is evolved. During that particular chemical reaction, if the summation of enthalpy of product is greater than the summation of enthalpy of reactant, then that reaction becomes endothermic one. You see here, when that reaction becomes endothermic, when summation of enthalpy of products is greater than summation of enthalpy of reactants, then we can say that reaction is endothermic. And it is shown by positive sign. Its delta H value will be positive. When it is possible? When enthalpy of product, means summation of enthalpy of product is greater than the summation of enthalpy of reactant, then the reaction becomes endothermic and its value is delta H value is shown by positive sign. And when we can say that the reaction is exothermic, when the summation of enthalpy of products is less than the summation of enthalpy of reactants, then this reaction becomes exothermic. Reaction is exothermic, and delta H value of this reaction is shown by negative sign. So in this manner, exothermic and endothermic reactions can be explained by simple way by giving these examples. The next point here we have to consider, so that is standard enthalpy of reaction. Standard enthalpy of reaction. Standard enthalpy of reaction. This standard enthalpy of reaction, which is shown by delta H R 0. You see here. What is the difference between simply enthalpy of reaction and standard enthalpy of reaction? Enthalpy of reaction is noted by this notation delta HR, and standard enthalpy of reaction is shown by delta H0R. What is meant by word standard? Standard conditions should be applied there. You know that what are the standard conditions? Temperature and pressure conditions. At standard temperature means temperature T is equal to, that is 298 Kelvin. So that is room temperature, and pressure is 1 bar pressure, or we can say 1 atmospheric pressure. So these are the standard conditions. At room temperature 298 Kelvin and pressure, so that is 1 bar pressure. So these are the standard conditions. What is meant by standard enthalpy of reaction? How we can define standard enthalpy of reaction? Well, on that, enthalpy of reaction, it is the enthalpy change taking place during a chemical reaction, so that is known as enthalpy of reaction. But what is standard enthalpy of reaction? How we can define it? It is the enthalpy change taking place during a chemical reaction when the reactants and products are present in their standard states. It is known as standard enthalpy of reaction. We have already seen that. What are the standard states? Temperature is 298 Kelvin and pressure is 1 bar. So that is known as standard conditions. How we can define standard enthalpy of reaction? You see here. It is the enthalpy change taking place during a chemical reaction. During the chemical reaction. Chemical reaction. When reactants and products. Reactant and products are present in their standard states. Standard states. Standard states are explained at particular temperature and pressure. Temperature is room temperature and pressure is 1 bar pressure. What are the standard states? These are the states in which the elements or the substances are most stable. Most stable. That is the state in which the reactants and products or the elements and the compounds are present in a stable, most stable state. So that is its standard state. When on that, solid, liquid and gases. So these are the states of the substances. If the reactants and products which are present in liquid state, then its standard state is considered as 1 molar concentration. 1 molar concentration. Here, what are the The standard states of the substances. What are the standard states of the elements? So that we have to consider here. Standard states of the elements and standard state of the compounds. Standard state of elements and standard state of compounds. And standard state of compounds. You see here, in standard state of elements, here O2 definitely it is present in gaseous state. H2 it is also present in gaseous state. Carbon C it is also present in graphite state. Graphite. We keep in mind standard state of carbon is graphite. At that state carbon is always stable. Then sodium, on that it is present in solid state. Then Hg, mercury, it is always present in liquid state. So these are the standard states of the elements. And what are the standard states of the compounds? Compounds like ethyl alcohol, C2H5OH, are already known. It's a state that is liquid state. Water, H2O, its standard state is also liquid state. Then gases like methane, CH4, its standard state is gas. Carbon dioxide, CO2, it is also present in gaseous state. Then calcium carbonate, CaCO3, compounds like CaCO3, so it is present in solid state. So these are the certain standard states of the elements and compounds. So these are the standard states of the certain elements and certain compounds. So in this manner, so this standard state we have seen regarding the elements and standard states of the compounds. So these standard states are very important while solving the problems. We will see later on these standard states of the elements and compounds. Standard states of the elements and compounds are given on the board. Now we are going to see the next point, so that is thermochemical equations. Thermochemical equations. Thermochemical equation. So in this point, thermochemical equation, it is the balanced chemical equation in which enthalpy change, states of the reactants and products, and the number of moles of the reactants and products are specified. So that is known as thermochemical equation. You see, very simple definition is that thermochemical equation, it is the balanced chemical equation. Balanced chemical equation in which balanced chemical equation or balanced chemical reaction in which enthalpy change, comma, states of reactants and products, and number of moles of reactants and products. Number of moles of reactants and products are specified. Reactants and products are specified. So that is called as thermochemical equation. Whenever any chemical reaction is taking place, at that time its thermochemical equation should be written. While writing the thermochemical equation, First of all, left hand side reactants are present, on right hand side their products are present. And where the enthalpy change is taking place, it should be written before that chemical equation. And the state in which that reactants and product is present, this state should be indicated by certain letters. If the reactant or products they are present in solid state, it should be written S. If it is present in liquid state, it should be written L. If it is present in gaseous state, it should be written by Z. Or if it is present in aqueous state, it should be written by AQ. And in balanced chemical equation, we have known that the number of moles of reactants and the number of moles of product on both sides, they should get balance. So that chemical equation is known as thermochemical equation. You see here, it is the balanced chemical equation in which enthalpy change, states of the reactants and products, and number of moles of the reactants and products are specified. That equation is known as thermochemical equation. And there are certain guidelines which are given while writing the thermochemical equation, which are also known as, these are the rules of thermochemical equations. What are the rules or guidelines for writing thermochemical equation? So that we have to see here. Rules or guidelines for writing thermochemical equations. Rules or guidelines for writing thermochemical equation. Thermochemical equation. So what are the rules here? In board examination, question may ask, what are the rules for writing thermochemical equation? Very simple, 5 rules are there. We will see one by one. Consider the balanced chemical equation. First rule is that while writing the thermochemical equation, you have to first consider the balanced chemical reaction or balanced chemical equation. Consider balanced chemical equation. Balanced chemical equation, or we can say balanced chemical reaction. Equation or reaction. So this is first and most important rule. While writing the thermochemical equation, it should be balanced. Balanced means the number of atoms on left hand side must be equal to number of atoms on right hand side. We will see how chemical equation is balanced, right? How to write it. This is the first rule. While writing the thermochemical equation, first rule is that it should be balanced on both sides. Number 2, enthalpy change taking place during the chemical reaction should be written on the right hand side of that equation. What is the second rule? Enthalpy change taking place during chemical reaction should be written on right hand side. Should be written on right hand side. RHS. First rule, you have to consider the balanced chemical equation. In second rule, enthalpy change taking place during chemical reaction should be written on right hand side before that chemical reaction. Third rule is that here we have to write the states of the reactants and products. While writing the thermochemical equation, states of the substances which are used as reactants and formed as the products, they should be shown by putting their states in brackets. So what is the third rule? States of the reactants and products. Reactants and products should be written in brackets. before the formula, before the formula, like S for solid, L for liquid, then Z for gas, Z for gaseous state, and AQ for aqueous state, AQ for aqueous state. So this is the third rule. While writing the thermochemical equation, first of all you have to write the balance equation, then in second rule you have to write the enthalpy change taking place during a chemical reaction before it. Third rule, states of the reactants and products should be written. State like, so for solid S, liquid L, for gaseous state Z, and for aqueous EQ should be written. Fourth rule, what is the fourth rule? Fourth rule is that when enthalpy change is written before the chemical reaction, that enthalpy change indicates that the chemical reaction is taking place in the given direction. If that chemical equation is reverse, means product is written to the left hand side and reactant is written to the right hand side, means that chemical reaction is reverse, then sign of the enthalpy change also get reverse. So that is fourth rule. That is important one. Fourth and fifth rule is important while solving the problems on this point. What is fourth rule and what is the fifth rule? We will see. Fourth rule. What is the fourth rule? During a chemical reaction, enthalpy change is written before it. That enthalpy change indicates that the reaction is taking place in a given direction. And if that reaction is reverse, means product is written on left hand side towards reactant side and reactants are written on product side, then sign of the enthalpy change also get reverse. Means suppose any reaction is initially exothermic and if you reverse it, it becomes endothermic. So that is the fourth rule. You see? In the given reaction, enthalpy change is written. It indicates reaction is taking place. Reaction is taking place in given direction. In given direction. Given direction means in forward direction. Forward direction. And if the reaction is reverse, if the reaction is reverse, then enthalpy change also get reverse. So that is the fourth rule. And last and important rule is that we have known that in balanced chemical equation or in balanced chemical reaction, the number of moles of reactants and products are shown by certain numericals. If you want to multiply or if you want to divide by certain factors like 2, 3, etc., whatever it may be, while solving the problems, so it needed it. So if you multiply by certain factor towards reactants and products, then you should have to multiply by the same factor towards enthalpy change also. Suppose you want to multiply a particular chemical reaction by factor 2, then enthalpy change also multiplied by a factor 2. So what is that rule which is to be written, or how it can be written? If we multiply or divide by a factor to reactants or products, then multiply or divide by same factor, then multiply or divide by same factor to enthalpy change written on right hand side, RHS. So this is the fifth and last rule. If we multiply or divide by a factor to reactants or products, then multiply or divide by same factor to enthalpy change written on right hand side. So these are the certain rules with the help of which we can write the thermochemical equation in proper way. So we can consider one example. By applying all these rules, how the thermochemical equation can be written, I will write that example here. When CH4 gas reacts with 2O2 gas, it gives CO2 gas plus 2H2O liquid. So this is the reaction. Here enthalpy change delta H0R, so that is the standard enthalpy change. It is minus 890 kilojoule. This enthalpy change is shown by minus sign, so definitely it is exothermic reaction. Here by applying all these 5 rules we have written, so that is the combustion of methane molecule which is shown here. Methane, so that is the hydrocarbon. When in the hydrocarbon it's burned or combusted in presence of air, oxygen, formation of carbon dioxide and water molecules takes place. First of all, methane reacts with oxygen, formation of CO2 and H2 is given. Then for balancing we have written 2 oxygen atoms and here 2 water molecules. Then enthalpy change is written before it. So in this manner, by applying all the 5 rules, we have written this. What is the fifth rule? Fifth rule is that if you multiply or divide by a factor to reactants or products, then multiply or divide by same factor to the enthalpy change written on right hand side. If suppose I multiply this equation by 2, if I multiply this equation by 2, I will remove this upper line. Then how can I write the same equation? 2CH4 gas plus 4O2 gas, then 2CO2 gas and 4H2O liquid. I have multiplied by factor 2 to this reaction, reactants and products. Then to make it balance, here enthalpy change also multiplied by 2, means 2 multiplied by minus 890. So therefore 0, 1780 kilojoule. So that is the balanced equation. In this manner, we have written the equation by applying all these 5 rules. Okay friends, we will stop here. I hope you should understood all these things. These are very simple one. We will meet in next video. Okay, thank you.